Well, hello, my friends. Our lesson, chapters 23 to 25, is going to catch us up from when we got behind while I was overseas. But thank you for your patience, and I hope you're up with us. But I want to talk about fake news. Now, we hear about fake news in the news today and about things that are reported that are just partial truth. I picture fake news like, or at least what we're seeing in much of our culture today, like two children. One comes to the dad and he tells what his sibling is doing, and dad just believes him because he's so convincing. But then the other child comes and gives the other side of the story, and we get some balance there. Well, unfortunately, in much of our media today, we're only hearing one side of a story, and that's why it's called fake news. Well, in our reading today, in Acts chapter number 24, the high priest and the elders, and they get a very oratory, a person that's very good in speech. His name is Tertullus, and they come to Festus the governor with some fake news, accusing Paul of some things that were not true at all. In fact, in verse number 5, it says this: "For we found this man a plague." Now, when I think about a plague, I think of something that is destructive. We know what the pandemic did, and it was like a plague, and it's destructive. But Paul was not destroying people's lives. He was actually preaching truth and helping people. And then it goes on in verse number 5, and it says, he stirs up riots among all the Jews throughout the world. And we find that Paul wasn't stirring up riots just because he was doing good. What was happening, the Jewish people, or those religious leaders, shall I say, they were jealous of him, and they were the ones causing the problems. They were going from one city to another, stirring up trouble. And so they were the ones that were causing the problems. We go on and read, and he is a ringleader of the sect of the Nazarenes. Now, Paul was a leader, but James was the leader of the church in Jerusalem, and the early disciples, they were really the pillars. Paul was, however, he was being used mightily of God, but they were accusing him of things that he was not. And then finally, in verse number 6, he even tried to profane the temple, but we seized him. Friends, I want to say, Paul, if he preached the truth in the temple, they were calling it defaming the temple. Friends, this was fake news. And I want to tell you, don't listen to everything you hear in our news today, but let's speak the truth and listen to the truth. Well, listen, God bless you, and you have a wonderful day. We'll get on track tomorrow. Bye-bye.